Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video on my channel. In today's video I wanted to basically do one final season preview for Chelsea. We've got our first game against Brighton tonight as you guys are watching this. This will come out on Monday afternoon or so, and it's going to be an interesting game. But apart from that, I wanted to give really a season preview for Chelsea, some objectives, what the squad is looking like, what I can expect really over all four competitions, the general play style, how I think certain new signings are going to do, what I want to see us line up like, what I want to see us do. All of that sort of stuff is going to be in today's video. I'm going to go through it bit by bit, and let's get started. Because it is important to note that Chelsea really should be in for a quite exciting season here. As a Chelsea fan, I need to get my spirits up. You know, it's not too exciting right now, but I would hope with the brilliant signings we've made, with, you know, how good our squad is looking, with how well we did last season with quite a limited squad, in Lampard as the manager, I'm excited for what could be a really good season and a really good future, but it's time for me to get that excitement and those excitement levels up because, well, really, the season's about to start, guys, and it's going to be very interesting. So let's start with the squad then, and I'm going to basically go through and see what our team looks like before the season. Of course, the window isn't done yet. You'd probably expect a few more players to go, a few more maybe even to come in. I know it sounds odd saying that, but I don't think Chelsea are done yet. So let's get started with the goalkeeper position. It looks like Edouard Mendy is going to be joining from Rennes. We really hope, or I think it's Rennes, yeah it is, we really hope that he can have a wonderful impact in goal actually. He's big and commanding. We need him to be good in between the sticks. It's a lovely story, the Mendy one, and I want him in there giving good competition to Kepa. If he's good enough, I want him starting week in, week out, certainly the important games. Then you've got Kepa there on the back, who we just can't go in as with the main goalkeeper for the season again. So I'm happy that they've gone and got a goalkeeper, and he's going to be coming in very soon. And then you've got Caballero as another backup option, who's always reliable for me when he comes in goal. In the defence, Reece James and Azpilicueta are going to be the right backs. That's absolutely no problem. We didn't have to look at that in the transfer window at all. For me, there was never any issue with that. In defence, it gets quite interesting. Thiago Silva, for me, has to start. I'd start him next to Kurt Zouma. I think that would be my centre-back partnership. Of course, as form goes on, it depends, but then you've got players like Tomori, who will probably go out on loan, along with Malang Sarr. Then you've got players like Mbuyamba, who I think will be in the youth team, players like that. You know, I know Guehi's already out on loan, but we've got a good few young centre-backs. Then you've got players like Rudiger and Christensen, who I actually think are going to be starting tonight's game. That worries me. I just don't know if they're good enough, and I would be starting Zouma and Thiago Silva once the season gets started, but those look like our defenders. It's not the best, but it's what we've got to deal with right now. Moving on to the left-back position, looks like Ben Chilwell's going to be the main left-back, and then we're just waiting to see what happens with Emerson. I think he's going to be sold, and Alonso as the backup to Chilwell. But yeah, that's really interesting. Of course, Chilwell injured right now, but when he gets back fit, we hope he can be a big player for us. Into the midfield, we are absolutely stacked with names, and there could even be more to come. There's been massive rumours of Declan Rice. I think he's going to be a Chelsea player before the end of the transfer window, so that really makes things interesting. Because then you've got Kante, you've got Kovacic, you've got Jorginho, who might have to be moved on, you've got Loftus-Cheek, you've got Mason Mount, you've got Ross Barkley, who probably will have to be moved on, then you've got Kai Havertz as well, guys. I don't know if I mentioned Billy Gilmore. But yeah, we've got a lot of players is what I mean, guys, in the midfield areas, and that's good. I want competition, I want us to be tough in there, and for me, Declan Rice adds probably a profile that I'm not sure we have. Also good balance and depth to the midfield. He's going to be an interesting signing for us, and I'm looking forward to having him with the team. You know, having the likes of Kante, Rice, Kovacic, even Billy Gilmore back there being able to help out, for me, really helps us. And then you've got attacking players like Mount, Loftus-Cheek, Kai Havertz, Ross Barkley, you'd imagine will get moved on. I just can't see him getting action in that team, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with the likes of Barkley, Emerson, even players like Tomori as well. You feel like some of them will just have to go to make room in the squad. And then in the attack, guys, it's of course, again, very exciting. We've got a lot of good players. Timo Werner's coming in. We've got Giroud as a sub. Tammy Abraham's another option too. Then you've got players like Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi on the wings. Hakim Ziyech, who's hopefully going to be coming back soon. But apart from that, nothing actually. Not many wingers at the club this season. Maybe that'll be the worrying thing. I don't think we're going to be bringing any more in. There was always that link of Ben Rama earlier on in the year, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Probably an unrealistic option. We've already signed quite a lot, and I suppose, say we do need an extra winger, Werner can move out there and then Giroud can be up front, but I'm not sure how much that's actually going to happen. So, yeah, right now, winger-wise, we are a little bit light, I'd say, but hey, we're going to roll with it. And we've got a lot of other players around the squad, and just looking at the squad, it's competitive, it's packed with quality. Look at the likes of Kai Havertz, Ziyech, Werner coming in, Thiago Silva at the back, Ben Chilwell, new goalkeeper, Declan Rice in midfield. you can't really ask for anything more. You just can't as a Chelsea fan. So their squad is massively bulked out now. We've got all the young players in there too. Well, a lot of them anyway. And it should be a fun season. It really should. A lot of quality all over the pitch. Some really good players. And hopefully a really, really good season. But in terms of what to expect, maybe a weird point to put. But what I mean by that is, where are Chelsea going to finish? Are Chelsea going to win a trophy? And it's interesting because I've been thinking we probably should be winning a trophy this year, but there's only 4 available. The Premier League, you'd probably say we're not going to win this season. Champions League, we can almost forget about that. Then you've only got the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, and if you come up against a good team, then one of them's got to go. It's simple as that. So I don't know. I mean, I'd love us to win a trophy with Chelsea. We put ourselves on winning trophies every season. We didn't get one last season. We could have definitely got that in the FA Cup final against Arsenal. It just wasn't our day. It was a frustrating afternoon, and that is annoying, of course, but trophy-wise this season, I think people are putting a lot on the fact that Lampard has to get a trophy, he has to get top 4, and I would agree, if we don't get top 4 after getting it last season with a transfer ban, I would be thinking, what's really going on here? But, I mean, what I'm saying is that the rest of the league is very strong, the rest of the teams we're up against are very strong, the rest of the teams we're up against are also going to be wanting to win trophies and also going to be there, so I suppose it's down to us to getting in those positions to win ourselves trophies, but that's what I mean by I'm hoping we can push on for a top 4 finish minimum. I want us to be pushing, really closing that gap. I don't want it to be another 30 point between us and top. I really don't. It has to be closed. I think it will be closed. I think us, Arsenal, even United, once they get Sancho over the line, will definitely be closing that gap, that's for sure. Look at Liverpool, they don't look as strong. And then it's all about City, can people catch them? I think they probably can this season, if I'm being honest with you. So it's going to be interesting in that department. There's a Carabao Cup and FA Cup up for grabs. We've got good squad depth, as I showed you guys. We've got a lot of positions where maybe we're even 2 padded. That could be handy. You look at the way we've got Mount, Loftus-Cheek and Havertz. People will be thinking that's ridiculous. Come, January even, guys, even earlier when you've got 3 or 4 injuries all over the squad, that's when you need those players. All of a sudden, we'll only be able to have 3 midfielders to pick from, when at the start of the season you had 9. It really does get like that for Chelsea. So, with injuries, as we've already seen, we're going into the Brighton game with a lot of players missing. We do need this depth, and as the season goes on, if we want to be competing in all 4 competitions, I'm expecting Lampard to be using the squad very, very well, and I want us to push for things. I really do. I want us to go for the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, everything, guys. Even the Champions League, I want to see us have a good run in that and see what we can do, to be honest. And of course, the Premier League, it starts tomorrow at Brighton. It has to be 3 points. It just has to be that mentality this season in terms of what to expect. It's got to be winning from Chelsea. It really does. And I think last season was definitely, a season off. I said that from the start. I was much more lenient on the side. I really was. But some of the games there were just, wow, frustrating. We knew it'd be a roller coaster, but it's time to iron that out this season, really. In bits, of course. It's not just you sign people and it's a click of the fingers. It's really not. I know certain fans will think like that, but it's a process, of course. But there's no doubt that once we sign this many players, Lampard's 2nd year, some of the young players' 2nd year, the team looks very good. It really does. And I'm excited to see us really push on this season and make a name for ourselves. Really challenge for the Premier League in the top spots, for the Champions League. Who knows what we can do, guys, honestly. And then those cups. We did well in them last season, as well as we could do anyway. Let's go and turn some of those defeats into victories, guys, and get some trophies under our belt. I'm excited for the season, and that's what I'd say on that front. And I did touch on it there in the last point of what to expect, but in terms of objectives-wise, guys, for me, like I say, I just want that push for the Premier League, a good Champions League campaign. By that, I mean, giving it your all. Say you face Bayern in the round of 16, not really much you can do, but don't lose 7-1 on aggregate, give them a good game is what I mean. And then in terms of the cups, I think a lot of teams are going to be throwing the Carabao Cup away this year. The fixture schedule is really, really tight. It's very difficult. Chelsea got a chance in the Carabao Cup. Watch out for us. Rotate the squad a little bit. Get through the early rounds. All of a sudden, you're at the quarter-final in December. And then you've got a trip to Wembley around the corner. So the Carabao Cup is something I want us to look at. We went out early last year because we wanted to rest players. United didn't. They knocked us out. You could the FA Cup, we did well in it. I want us to go and push on again in the FA Cup. And in the Champions League, like I say, it's tough in there, it really is. And the Premier League is also something we'll definitely be looking at. But in terms of the Premier League, I wanted to note that when we have games like Brighton away, they have to be 3 points. They really do. They weren't last season. I know they have been in the past, but we go to Brighton tomorrow missing a lot of players, and it worries me. It really does, because if we don't win our first game, all of a sudden we're behind the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, City will win their first game, so will United. All of a sudden we just toss ourselves behind the pack, then we got Liverpool in the next game, which we probably won't win. You know what I mean? We have to beat Brighton, or I say tomorrow night, I'm recording this on Sunday evening. Monday, the same day for you guys, of course, as the video goes out. But that's what I mean by those expectations. Let's lift them, guys. Let's win these games. Brighton tomorrow night, I'm getting nervous for it now because we have to win it. It's no real ifs or buts now. It just has to be 3 points. And I do worry the first game back, you know, the players have had a very short pre-season. A lot of them haven't played much football. We didn't even really have a pre-season, did we, guys? We played one pre-season game against Brighton, and my God, we looked, you know, like shaky and not really together in that. So, hey, it's going to be tough. The start's going to be tough, but I think once the season gets flowing, all the players come back from injury, the squad thickens out. I'm excited, I really am, and I think it could be a fun season. But that's where I'm going to end this video, guys. Please do leave all your thoughts in the comments down below on what could be happening in Chelsea's season. Any questions you have for me, also pop them down below regarding anything transfers-wise, squad lineup, what I would do with certain players, etc. Leave all your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll be getting back to all of you guys, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Goodbye.